If you're ready to do math today and you have your coffee ready, join me in the simultaneous sip. The question we're working on today is, use series to evaluate the limit. And it's the limit as x goes to 0 of 1 minus cosine of x all over 1 plus x minus e to the x. Smash that like button and let's get started. So we want to find the limit as x goes to 0 of 1 minus cosine of x all over 1 plus x minus e to the x. And the first thing we should do with these limit questions is let's just plug in x equals 0 and see what happens. And when we do that, we get 1 minus cosine of 0 all over 1 plus 0 minus e to the 0, which is our numerator is 0, our denominator is 0, so we don't know what that is. We have to do some more work. And so the question said, let's use series. So let's write out the power series expansion for cosine of x and e to the x. Cosine of x is 1 minus x squared over 2 plus x to the fourth over 4 factorial minus some higher power terms. E to the x is 1 plus x squared over 2 plus x to the third over 3 plus some higher power terms. And now let's sub those power series expansions into our initial expression. So 1 minus cosine of x all over 1 plus x minus e to the x, we could write as 1 minus x squared over 2 plus x to the fourth over 4 factorial minus the higher power terms all over 1 plus x minus 1 plus x squared over 2 plus x to the third over 3 factorial plus higher power terms. And now note, in the numerator, we have a 1 minus 1. Those cancel. In the denominator, we have a 1 plus x and a minus 1 plus x. Those also cancel. So our numerator is now x squared over 2 minus x to the fourth over 4 factorial plus higher power terms. Now notice I distributed that negative sign in, so that's why the sign's flipped. In our denominator, again, we're going to distribute that negative sign through. We have negative x squared over 2 minus x to the third over 3 factorial, and then minus the higher power terms. So what we want to do to evaluate our limit, the whole point of this question, we're going to evaluate the limit as x goes to 0 of this power series expansion. Okay, and so something to note is that in the numerator and in the denominator of this new expression, we could factor out an x squared. And so that's what we're going to do. So our limit is equal to the limit as x goes to 0. Let's factor out an x squared from both the numerator and denominator. So it's x squared times 1/2 minus x squared over 4 factorial. That's a typo. Let me know in the comments if you notice that typo. And then in the denominator, we have x squared times negative 1/2 minus x over 3 factorial minus the higher power terms. Now let's cancel out those x squareds, and now we could plug in x equals 0. And all those higher power terms are going to go to 0. So we're left with 1/2 over negative 1/2, which is equal to negative 1. Make sure to subscribe for more coffee and math with Dr. Weselcouch. Don't text and drive. Bye-bye.